months. It feels like a lifetime.
Lost my family back in the city. You know, I never thought I'd see the day.
Lost my wife. And my kids. It's messed up, man.
Answer didn't make it. He got torn apart right in front of me. We need a new plan. We need to get someplace with supplies, and we need to get someplace we can fortify away from all this.
Came across this couple. A guy named Rick, his friend, Michonne. She was a real badass. And I'm telling you, they're not just scraping by, they are out there surviving. They are doing it. I think we gotta try to link up with them.
Do you remember where?
A few days walk west of here, I think.
Yeah, I like that plan. You know, we meet up with them. They've got to have a community. You know, food, water, radios, transportation. They've got to have something if they're surviving like that.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people been making their way towards the Midwest.
I hear Nebraska's nice.
What is going on, folks?
Hey,
Can
folks.
you hear us? Audio test.
Let us know how we sound.
Of course, you know I have it on Ultra, and that is like horribly. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
All right.
Now we got enough.
Now
stage.
we're
Now we
cooking
got
something cooking. We got something.
We sound good, or we blowing out your
we blowing out
headphones?
your
That guy,
eardrums.
well, someone
We
said
blowing
we
out
can hear
eardrums. Sound good. Sound good.
Okay.
Sound good.
All right.
Sound good.
Well,
I
that
hope
works.
we're good.
That works for me.
All right, let us know where
So-
you're checking in from.
Sounds
We see
good.
hi from Norway. We want to know where everybody's at right now. Let us know.
A
Absolutely.
little loud. A little loud. Okay.
Well, we
Not
All
a
right,
problem.
we'll just bring our
Turn it
voices down.
Let's turn it down. How about now, folks?
Ireland,
checking audio.
Arizona, Mexico, Brazil, Scotland, the UK. We look hot in HD. All right.
How about-
Wales, Portugal, Australia.
How about now, folks? Can you hear us now without blowing out your ears?
From Canada, eh? That's a beaut.
Looks like we're.
Audio is perfect.
I think we're doing good.
Wow, Australia, Green Bay. There we go.
Bear down. There we go. I see a bear down in there.
Yeah, bears aren't down.
Sound delay.
Milwaukee.
Spilwaukee.
That's
love it.
interesting. if
So
there's
yeah,
a
there
delay.
might be.
Dubai?
We decided to do the ultra low latency so we can see basically 3 to 5 seconds of delay in your messages. One more time, folks. How's the audio? Because I'm seeing a lot of where you're from, but just want to confirm we're still good on audio. Looks good on our side, but sounds like 4 men in a room. Perfect.
Well,
Audio's
that's-
perfect.
That's
like
what we're
fun.
going for.
All right.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
before you do that, folks, really big disclaimer. The four of us have not seen Deadpool Wolverine. Zero spoilers. I will
Please.
repeat.
Much to
I
my
will
chagrin.
repeat. We have not seen Deadpool or Wolverine. We're saving it for you on the reaction for when it comes on video on demand. We will give Ryan and Hugh their $30 or $40, whatever it's going to be. And then no spoilers. This is not a Deadpool Wolverine spoiler chat because we haven't seen it.
that's right. None of
Please,
that.
please no spoilers. All right, Quinn.
All right.
We
Well,
got the disclaimer.
somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. Over there's Diamond Dave Damone. This is the Appleton Oak. That's the answer. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we are going live to talk a little bit about Robert Downey Jr. A lot of big news coming out of San Diego Comic-Con, and, well, we thought we'd talk about it.
RDJ, as some like I like to call him. Yeah, we have him back in the MCU. Can you believe it?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was the main reason why we wanted to do this instead of just a 10-minute reaction to it is we actually wanted to chat with all of you about what's your thoughts. I've seen over the last 24 hours now, or close to 24 hours, that it seems like majority are happy but confused, and I'm part of the happy but confused camp.
Yeah, I mean, as a casual Marvel fan, which I always want to make a point to bring up, so if I don't know everything that's going on, it's because I'm a casual fan. Look, I said it before, and I'll say it again. The whole introduction of the multiverse just allowed everyone to basically do anything in any movie, any TV show. It's all fair game because of the multiverse. So is this going to be what would possibly happen if Tony Stark went an evil route and became Doctor Doom, or is it just RDJ playing an all new character? That's what I'm interested to see. But look, zero worries that there's going to be any issues with Robert Downey Jr. pulling this off. The guy's amazing. We most recently saw him in Oppenheimer, and he just crushed it. So no concerns.
Yeah, for having him as Victor Von Doom, I understand why people's thought process is that. But you had Chris Evans go from, flame on to Captain America. We had Ryan Reynolds be a horrible version of Deadpool, Green Lantern, and then become the Deadpool we know and love.
That's nitpicking, isn't it?
Yes, picker of nits over here. We've always had, that stuff. I mean, Michael Keaton was Batman in our childhood and came back as a Vulture and Spider-Man. So they can move streams. I think the big surprise for this is just that it seems like so soon for him to be back in the MCU, but it's been 8 years? Or not 8 years, 6 years, right? When did Endgame come out? 18 or was it 19?
I'm the casual fan. I wouldn't know.
So that's where and this movie isn't coming out till 26, so it will be like a good 8 years.
Yeah, my thoughts are that Robert Downey Jr. just really established who Iron Man was. I mean, I understand what Answer's saying as far as Chris Evans switching characters, and we've seen that before a handful of times, but man, it just feels like he was Iron Man. So if he's coming back in some sort of alternate universe where that is, who Tony Stark becomes, I agree. Like, I think that's interesting. But, somebody did drop in the comments that, and I tend to agree with, I'm sorry, I saw who said it, that it could have been an opportunity to bring in kind of a new actor and provide, somebody else the opportunity to really kind of turn that character into their own. So, look, I love Robert Downey Jr. I think, kind of whether you're a hardcore fan or a casual fan, as Mason Quinn and myself are, I think it's very easy to love him as an actor, and you want to be as optimistic as possible for his return to this universe, but it did raise a lot of questions, even for a casual fan like myself. So,
yeah, we got a super chat from Kaylee Rose. Thank you, by the way. Pedro playing a dad in every universe. We love it.
Well, of course, he's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, with the Fantastic Four, that's going to be kind of interesting, too. I saw, just a picture that came from there, from San Diego Comic-Con. I'm curious to what your guys' thoughts are, too. I feel like have any of you seen all the Fantastic Fours?
I haven't seen any of them.
You haven't seen any?
No, not one. I heard they were terrible, so I didn't even bother.
I've seen the two first ones, and then I did see the most recent one, which
with Michael B.
Yeah, that one is very forgetful. There's another actor.
Answer is the most optimistic person I know when it comes to anything Marvel or DC.
And the thing was, too, is like we've always said, it had the perfect cast and everything. Just something wasn't clicking for that one. And Michael B. Jordan, he redeemed himself by being in Wakanda. So, I mean, come on. They can go on with that. But otherwise, sorry, Dave.
No, yeah, question for you guys now. Sidetrack here. Do you guys want these two doing any future reactions to all the Fantastic Fours to kind of get a little dip their foot into the pond, so to speak? So let us know if that's something you guys are interested in, and we'll kind of try to work it in on the docket.
The answer's like, they're very forgettable. You want Mason Quinn and Oak to watch it?
No.
You guys
the first two are really good. The first two are actually pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to say,
it's just the most recent one. There was something off.
Yeah, I was going to say, normally Answer loves just about anything Marvel or DC, so when he says it's forgettable, I get very concerned.
As some folks are saying, do it. But I did see some folks in there saying they are actually disappointed by the announcement for RDJ, and you know what, you're fair. You're definitely fair to say that. I'm just curious if everyone is just focused on anytime they see Robert's face, they're only going to see Iron Man. if there's any comic book folks in here, let me know, because isn't there something with Iron Man and Doctor Doom in a comic, or it was something like that? I thought I saw like a while ago, but I never like looked into it. So let me know in the comments on that one too, folks, because maybe, and I'm just throwing darts out of the wall, but maybe they're going to have some kind of spinoff on that. But and on this too, the tagline that RDJ used was "new mask, same task." Has anyone so far in the last 24 hours tried to break that down a little bit? I know some folks are saying like, "Oh, the suit of armor around the armor around the world." So I don't know. Let me know on that one too, folks.
Yeah, well, and I think it's the thing with bringing in Robert Downey Jr. I think is that you create a lot of hype for somebody who's a casual fan, and there's more than just me out there that are casual fans, of course, of all things Marvel. But what I think it does is it generates a lot of people talking about it, generates a lot of excitement, whereas a lot of folks might not know who Doctor Doom is, or if they do, maybe they're not super familiar with it. So I think having Robert Downey in there, it definitely creates a lot of talk versus if you just had, an actor that you just plucked out of maybe another series and had them do it. I think by having him in there, it's like, but wait, no, he's Iron Man. He can't be this guy. And hey, look, it worked. We're all talking about it.
Want to take this one, Dave?
Sid James, thank you very much for the super chat. Harrison Ford has been officially confirmed to play Red Hulk in Brave New World. Absolutely love Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford, for me, is one of those actors where when you see his name on any project, you can pretty much rest assured that is going to be good. Try to find a Harrison Ford movie where it's a miss.
Some folks might say the last couple of Indiana Jones, maybe. Haven't seen them for myself,
okay.
I can't say.
Okay,
haven't seen them at all, actually.
Yeah. He's right, but all the rest of his works. But in any regard, I'm definitely excited to see Harrison Ford in anything.
Yeah, for me, Harrison Ford was always the guy that I thought should be president because he looked like he was president, and then we got Air Force One where he was, and I was like, oh yes, Harrison Ford, that fits. But again, Oak, I'm right there with you. I think given the right material, look, Harrison Ford's a great actor, has been for years. Just because of some of the work he's in, that shouldn't diminish his ability as an actor.
Everybody's jumping in on Indiana Jones. Yeah, guys. I actually, you know what? I didn't.
I haven't seen any Indiana Jones. I know it's on our docket, so
I didn't see the newest one. I saw a lot of the memes. Of course, there's the very famous replacing meme. I'll just leave it at that. But I've never seen the movie. Just the replacing meme.
Trevor Ledford with a super chat. Thank you very much. The answer always looks like he's up to something.
If only you knew.
Wouldn't you like to know?
He always is.
The one thing I was going to say is kind of a spoiler alert with the Harrison Ford thing.
Yeah, it kind of was.
Did not know who was going to become the Red Hulk on this panel.
It was confirmed. Yeah, if something was confirmed.
On the trailer.
Yeah, but in the trailer
didn't.
You don't
totally.
know.
We knew.
I knew about early. I knew that.
So you two kind of got a
if
spoiler
you're
on that
just
one.
joining in, we have not seen the new Wolverine Deadpool movie.
Yep.
No spoilers.
No.
Try to stay
This
away
is
from
not a
it for the channel.
Deadpool, Wolverine.
No spoilers.
No spoilers because we haven't seen it.
So
that's what I was up to.
yeah, as difficult as it was, I didn't even look. I tried to not even bother opening YouTube on my phone this weekend because it was like as soon as I open it,
give it a good week.
It would say Wolverine Deadpool. Don't look, turn it away. Like a vampire with a cross or something. You're just trying to avoid it.
If you're opening up your YouTube homepage, just immediately swipe,
scroll or
swipe,
or go right to the search function.
Oh yeah, I know it's taking everything for me not to go and see it.
So I'm kind of interested in you guys' thoughts here. First, I'll read. Dave, why don't you read this one first, and then we'll come back to that.
Yeah, Kepler 137. Thank you very much for the super chat.
Thank you.
Love all of your reactions. I'm guessing he will be a Doom variant. Will be replaced with someone else for long-term Doctor Doom. Unrelated. You should definitely react to the Imitation Game. Yeah, a handful of people had said in the comments that Doctor Doom is somebody who has a mask on the overwhelming majority of the time. So it's interesting that they would even put him in that spot. if they plan on having his face hidden, as much as y'all are suggesting that it might be. But yeah, I mean, it's still for me an interesting casting, you know. And I see a handful of people have said, look, maybe they're trying to draw people back into, you know, really getting out to see these films in the theaters, and who better to do it with Robert Downey Jr. But of course, look, there's so many beloved actors out there who I think could do a good job and jump in, but I love Robert, so I'm going to stay positive.
And I don't know if it was behind the scenes or not, but David mentioned at one point that he's like, well, RDJ looks like he's kind of growing the Stark facial hair. Like, I don't know if he said it to us, whether on camera or behind, but I remember that just stuck in my mind as we were talking about this now. I'm like,
well, yeah, and Kimmel one night.
He did mention that.
Kimmel one night, he had the Tony Stark hairdo back. And I'm like, okay, well, isn't that just a clear sign that he's coming back as Tony? But
well, because there was some thoughts that he'd be like a hologram version talking to his daughter, you know, in the future of like the future Avengers movies.
So I think Nemesis brought up a good point here. The new mask, same task, implies that he's going to be going to play the role Kang was supposed to. The new villain is the same goal. So that could be interesting too there.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be so many theories, and especially from the folks who are very passionate about the comic source materials, that they're going to kind of know all the backgrounds and the different universes that different things exist in. Whereas for casual fans like us, we won't. And by casual, I mean Oak and I are doing our best to get caught up on the Marvel universe that's out there, but that means we've only seen things one time
TV
through.
and film.
Yeah, TV and film.
Yeah, so
it's only been one time.
So I casual can be a little bit maybe deceiving. We've seen a lot of Marvel stuff, so we've seen a lot of it. Just as far as the backgrounds, you know, the histories of where the characters came from, a lot of the stuff that you would get from the comics, you know, multiple rewatches. That's not something, but we've consumed a lot of Marvel content, trying to get caught up on as much as we can.
It's a lot to remember.
Currently, still in that process, but yeah, it's a lot.
Sid James with the super chat. Keanu Reeves will be thank you for the super. Keanu Reeves will be making an appearance in a live action Sonic the Hedgehog franchise in a mysterious role. Find out what happened on Sonic 3 trailer. So, folks, I have not seen any of the Sonic films because I heard they were terrible.
I want to get them to watch.
Yeah, have you seen all of them?
I haven't seen them. I've just heard good things.
It is on the list, so I heard bad things.
Didn't they have to like
well,
completely
Idris Elba just had a show about Knuckles that was on Peacock, I believe.
Well, it's a movie. So
well, yeah, but he played the character Knuckles in Sonic 2, and it got its own TV
Didn't
show.
they have to like redo the first one all together, or do a bunch
they
of
changed the CGI on Sonic, because the first one they showed, they went for more, I want to say, like realism of like a teddy bear versus like how he looked in the video game setting.
Okay,
because I remember, because if it's funny, you can go out online and watch the first ever trailer and then how they change it after that because of the backlash.
That's all I remember seeing from Sonic, because like people were
differences.
so upset with it that they had to go back and do a bunch.
But
of
I've been wanting
pretty
to see them though too.
significant
So
changes.
whether we hopefully watch them on the channel.
I want to take this super.
Yeah, Arch Nemesis for $10. Thank you very much for that.
you.
I think this is a Tony Stark variant from a different timeline where he turns evil and becomes Doctor Doom instead of Iron Man, almost like a Marvel what if story. Yeah, Arch Nemesis, that's my thoughts exactly. That's where I think it's going to go. And look, I can get where people are coming from on both sides with like, oh, it's lazy casting. They're doing it just to try to get some initial fireworks and talk about the casting of Robert Downey Jr. And then some other folks like to see him come back. So I can see both sides of it. I'm just hoping for a great product at the end of the day, but thank you for the super.
Well, I know some folks are saying it's kind of cheap to go this way, but to that point,
If it's
now,
a what if.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, to play off that comment, now wouldn't that be an even cheaper route? Well, let's just say it's not a cheap route, but let's say that's the cheap route where we are saying that RDJ is Victor Von Doom, and then we only get like that much. That to me would be cheap more so than them bringing RDJ back. I don't know. What do you guys?
Oh, that's
what's your thoughts on
that's a
that, too?
really interesting point. Whether they're going to use our Robert's name to draw people into theaters, but you're not really getting that much of actual FaceTime.
Kind of like the whole Godzilla thing, like, right? Remember you guys in the first film? Like, where was Godzilla?
Where was
Where was Godzilla? Like, hey, Robert's in this movie, but like not that much, you know. But come see it. But come out to the theaters, get some popcorn while you're there, you know.
Yeah, well, and that's kind of the thing. That's the problem that you run into with the whole multiverse. And I think I said it before, and I think I saw some of you folks in the comments kind of mirror my thoughts that I have about it, is that it really takes away the fear and the drama of the possibility of losing some of our favorite heroes, like how we lost Black Widow, or, we had the snap and lost everybody. When you have something like the multiverse, it's like, well, they can always come back. You can always have them again. So that's why it took a lot of that anxiety for me away from some of the movies, because I'm like, oh, they're not really gone. I mean, they can always bring them back again. We're not bringing it up in this live stream, but everybody thought Wolverine was gone, and look, here he is, all over my feed. But again, folks, no spoilers. No spoilers.
I know you like to say that, but it's comic books. We've known for years no character is ever truly gone. They always come back in one way, shape, or form.
Well, the folks who read the comics, yes.
Yeah, but I want to say, why didn't they just? They should have just brought back Julian McMahon, who played Doctor Doom in the first two films of Fantastic Four, because still alive and kicking from what I see, and he did a really good job in those two movies as Doctor Doom. So they could have brought him back. Everybody would have been like, holy crap, we know who that is. And they could have used him there. I think that was a slight miss.
I just think it's because they needed some fireworks, and Marvel needed that shot in the arm to,
because they're not getting it this weekend.
Well, you know what I'm saying, right? Aside from Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, bringing the big fireworks I think to bring a lot of the casual fans back, to make Marvel what it was. And it should have that feeling like, look, this is Marvel. You shouldn't ever have to make excuses for it not being great, or being like, oh, this is kind of like the comic or whatever. It's like, this should be a home run hit every single time. That's what I've come to expect out of Marvel. And, to your point with that actor, I don't even know who that is. And maybe a lot of folks maybe didn't see those movies that he was in. So I think bringing in Robert Downey Jr., it's like the initial boom, here he is, let's get some talk going. Possibly.
All right. Coming in, super chat from Sammy Galindo. Hey, guys, I feel like announcing RDJ as Doom kind of feels desperate for Marvel, but hopefully it also helps the Marvel rise back up. Much love to y'all. Can't wait for the AOT reactions. Yeah, I mean, look, this is an announcement where I really don't feel like there's any right or wrong answers. Everybody's going to have their own, well, we have the right answer, but everybody's going to have
an answer that matters.
Everybody's going to have their own opinions here. So the speculation is what interests me the most as to whether, again, talk about it, whether it's some sort of alternate universe. This is what would have happened if Tony Stark, with all his brilliance and all his ingenuity, became a bad guy. But again, a lot of great actors out there, a lot of people who could step in and play so many different roles for Marvel that it feels interesting if it's anything but that.
Was that Sir Lem or Silem? Is that an I?
I think that's an I.
Silem.
Kind of hard there.
Silem, a member for 2 months. Thank you for the super chat. I feel the same. RDJ is an amazing actor, but there's also a lot of amazing actors out there. Ultimately, if it fits the story they want to tell, and I think that's what they're going to do. I mean, there's always openness to interpretation on the comics or graphic novels or any of it. It's whoever the director, the writers, whoever they are, they draw inspiration from source material and they make it their own. That's how it ends up always going.
Yeah, and as far as amazing actors, I mean, hit that nail right on the head. I mean, we recently watched the Mike Flanagan series on Netflix, and the actors in there just like, holy cow, they all knocked it out of the park. And it just goes to show that, like, look, we had never heard of that series until we started the channel here, and you folks recommended it to us, and we were completely blown away by the actors and what they did in those shows. So absolutely, there's a ton of amazing actors out there.
Jared Fate. Am I saying that right? Hopefully I got it right, Jared. Thank you for the super chat. It might be based on the infamous Ironman comic. See, that's kind of what I was... I think that's what I was referring to. If so, again, I don't know anything about that comic, but I am intrigued now to at least try to find some information about it to kind of get some backdrop, because I might be the only one, and maybe I'm not, but I feel like maybe I'm the only one that may have some confidence here. Going into now, I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions on where the state of Marvel is currently. I mean, we're currently doing She-Hulk now on Patreon. It'll come out to YouTube. We definitely have some interesting thoughts on that one. Not all negative, but not all positive. So we can kind of see where everyone's coming at with their, Marvel's down here.
Yeah,
or
see,
Marvel's
that's what I'm
here.
saying. I expect Marvel to be a boom, a big hit every time.
Well, and I'm hoping now with the
That's
dial
what DC's
back.
whole force too.
Yeah, I'm hoping now with the dial back. That's why I'm kind of having a little confidence with RDJ being back and the Russos doing the films that he is, pretty much going to be in for the most part. I still want to think they're going to treat RDJ. Now, I know some folks will be like, Dave, Iron Man 3. I actually didn't mind that one for the most part. Now, it wasn't the greatest thing in the world, but I'm still holding on to confidence right now that they're going to do something right. And I think everyone's expecting this right here, and then something over here is going to happen. Because I kind of like the analogies of, that's not analogies, but like for me, I was wrong on Heath Ledger. I was definitely wrong on Robert Pattinson. I'm going to hold my breath on this one for now. I mean, today on July 28th, 2024, until more information kind of comes out. But I'm hoping for the best out of this. And I think one of you guys were kind of saying it. Right now, it's generating a lot of buzz. Some people do not like it. Some people are just confused, and some people are happy. It's the whole spectrum of emotions. So I'm digging it so far, folks.
I'm just happy for RDJ. I know he's, down on his luck.
Yeah.
He doesn't, and he really needs the paycheck. So I'm just happy he can finally get work.
Well, and that's going to be the interesting thing, right? Because we recently, let's see, I'm trying to think how I want to word this. There's actors who we've seen recently who can completely transform from one role to the next. Of course, one that I always think of is Forrest Whitaker. The guy can literally do anything. And another one of my favorites who I don't think he gets enough love, maybe he does, I don't think so, but is Jake Gyllenhaal as well. The guy can do just anything. And I know that Robert Downey has that same level of talent, where as long as he can make you believe he's Dr. Doom, you should be able to maybe forget about Iron Man, or at least put it on the back burner if he's good enough in that role. And I know he has the ability to do it, so I think that'll kind of be the big test as to how well they pull it off. Because like I said, Forrest Whitaker can do anything. Gyllenhaal, there's a number of actors who can completely play characters from one end of the spectrum to the other, and you don't think about their previous works when they're doing it.
Well, yeah, real quick, it's not like he's going to come out acting and talking and walking like Tony Stark. He's going to be a completely different
Yeah, I mean, we
person.
saw that in Oppenheimer. So
Oh, yeah. All
he
right,
wasn't
come on.
out there doing the Tony Stark thing in Oppenheimer.
And thank you very much for the super chat. You guys got any SummerSlam predictions? I'm the casual wrestling fan here, so I normally just catch the big pay-per-views. So I got to step out of this one because I'm not too caught up on the storylines. So.
Yeah, Ethan, I think it's about time for everybody's favorite tribal chief to come back, and I think we'll see LA Knight with the win, and that's only stuff I'm thinking about now.
That's about it. But I don't think we're going to see the tribal chief just yet. We got a ways to wait for this new bloodline to get over a little more.
That's true.
Yeah, so the number one prediction I need to happen, and I think a lot of fans, maybe I'm not trying to speak for all the fans, but I'm just going off feel, because we go off feel because we're former pro wrestlers, right? We can feel you through the messages. LA Knight needs to win this title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when I say that, is it really going to damage him and his character? It could, depending on how fans feel, because fans, I still feel, will be backing him. They're just going to be super pissed if they don't put the strap on LA Knight. I don't even know what the outcome could be. I don't even want to think about what the outcome could be for LA if they don't book him to win. Because now, okay, how many times are you going to bring him here only to bring him down,
take his legs
bring him
out.
back here? But the good thing is, out of this whole thing, the fans have been 100% behind LA. So I'm hoping that this is finally the time. Just give LA his moment with the U.S. title for now, and then, Hunter, if you want to write him into the abyss, I guess write him into the abyss.
I thought you were going to say his name.
No, I really hope. Say his name and
He appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
now, of course, I'm pretty sure he's not going to be at SummerSlam.
No. He's
But it
gonna
would be
work his way
great.
up
I
in
know he's going to
NXT.
be at NXT again this week. So I do. If there's any wrestling fans here, how do you guys like the integration so far, the partnership of TNA and NXT? I think it's been very successful with Shawn and
I think with
TNA.
both.
So hopefully they keep doing that, and hopefully WWE takes Joe Hendry and then gives him the platform. Not that TNA couldn't, but TNA did miss an opportunity by
More
giving
eyeballs.
him the heavyweight title. They should have.
Real quick, did you see that Jamal Williams did that at Saints practice? He did the I Believe in Joe Hendry.
Now, see, it's already going to the football stars.
Yeah, well, he's got like the #1 song over in the UK or something like that. I
Did.
think I
Yeah,
saw.
well,
He did.
it was up there. It was like top
crazy.
5.
It's just crazy. Oh, look at that. Bad Medicine, the musical. Thank you. That's
Bad
next-
Medicine.
We'll get
Certainly
we'll
won't
get
be my
working-
singing.
What was what's his face to do the script from Hamilton?
Folks, if you're just joining, again, no
Right.
Deadpool, Wolverine spoilers whatsoever. We are
please.
saving it for you all. And when it comes on video on demand, so please, not even a hint of joking
Yeah.
when it comes to Deadpool and Wolverine. We
Hard enough to
appreciate
stay
it.
away from
The second
Please
it
no
becomes-
spoilers. Please no spoilers.
the nanosecond it becomes available, it is going to be watched. Don't you worry.
Well, thank you, Stanley. Looks like you just got a membership from us. So thank you very much for
thanks,
the
Stanley.
membership.
Welcome
Appreciate
to
the
the
support.
Bad Mediverse. I see a
Love it.
handful of comments about the movie Wonder. I remember seeing previews for that. I haven't seen it, and I look
great.
as
I'm gonna
somebody
cry.
who's super everybody should be anti-bullying, right? That's not even like, it's almost like I'm anti being an asshole. But like, I think more people are cognizant of the fact that it's there, and I grew up in being taught to step in and step up and to stop it. And I, as a parent, like all you want, like when you're expecting, it's just like you hope for a healthy baby and everything. And I know that I have friends, and I know so many people that are close to me that had babies who had some sort of issues and stuff like that, and it's like you just want every kid to have the same opportunity, and as far as kids being nice to them and stuff like that. So a movie about like I said, all I saw was the previews, and I was a wreck in the previews. So it's one of those films where it's like, I'm sure I'm gonna love it, and we'll see if we
Is
can.
that the one with Alan Richardson?
No, it's with Owen. I think
Julia Roberts and Owen Wilson.
Owen
it said.
Wilson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have no idea
a couple,
what that's
couple
about.
of them on
Yeah,
there said
and
that
it's,
those are cast.
It looks like it's rough. I mean, emotional, but it's and as a relatively new parent with a child who's almost 4 and kind of becoming more social and stuff like that. That's something that you hammer home to him, is to just make sure you're nice to everybody. He's learning at a very young age if he sees something to step in, but now especially with kids, I think that would hit even harder. So, but
All right.
We got another
We got a
super
few.
chat from Sterling. Oh God, we're butchering the name. I'm sorry. There's
let us
one
know if we're doing it
MCU.
right or wrong.
There's one MCU adjacent series that went under the radar for most people, and in my opinion, is a hidden diamond. Legion. And the cast. Oh, Dan Stevens and company acted their asses off. Chef's kiss.
Yeah, thank you for the super. I think I saw the first 2 episodes of that show because it was on FX, and I pretty much trusted just about everything FX did to be good. But I think it went over my casual Marvel fan brain, and I got what was going on. It looks very intriguing. I think that's one that would do well on the channel for the 4 of us to kind of watch and then talk about afterwards. But yeah, I only saw the first 2 episodes.
Well,
of that.
then what would happen too is you're actively watching it too, so that might help with you too. Who knows what you're doing at the time you were watching it.
Jerry Pockets, thank you very much for the super chat. Are you guys reacting to Furiosa?
It will happen.
Yes.
Well, wait a minute. Did you see Fury Road with Tom Hardy?
I saw Fury Road. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
We've all
Okay, so
Yeah.
then yes. Furiosa will be coming eventually, for sure.
Nice.
Just a matter of, do we watch the Mel Gibson Mad Maxes beforehand? I guess that would be the question.
So, full disclosure, I saw the first one, probably made it 45 minutes in when I was a kid, bailed. Was not for me.
I never watched
and
it.
have not
I
looked back since.
I relied on either you or my friend Craig, who are huge Mad Max fans, for getting through Fury Road. I just knew it had Tom Hardy and it would be good.
Yeah, the only reason why I watched Fury Road was because Quinn was putting it over like it was the best thing that ever came out. So I watched it and I was like,
That's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, if you have no frame of reference, I could see that'd be pretty hard. Me, I was like asking questions like every 5 minutes. What does this mean? What does that do?
so yeah, I guess now maybe for at least answers. Well, have you seen all the originals?
I haven't. I gotta be honest. Sometimes I don't even want to say it because I don't want like the dad disappointment in me from Mason Quinn. But I have not seen the original.
All right, well maybe after Fury.
I have no son.
Well, then maybe
Get out.
get out.
You're off the channel.
I've seen bits and pieces, but I think I was in the same boat as Diamond Dave. Like, you got to be ready for it. You
Well,
know?
and the thing is that, and this isn't really a spoiler, George Miller is amazing at putting callbacks and Easter eggs and references to all the other movies, and he did that even in I did see Furiosa. I saw it in the theater. That was the one movie that I wasn't going to miss the theater experience for because of how big of a fan I am. But that being said, there's a ton of Easter eggs and references that I think the guys here would get.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I guess we can add that on to the list because wait, Furiosa and Fury Road are technically prequels, correct?
Furiosa is a prequel to Fury Road.
to Fury Road.
And Fury Road was after the Mad Maxes with the story.
Well, the timeline gets a little bit fuzzy there as far as like with the Mel Gibson Mad Maxes.
We'll throw it on the list
Yeah,
regardless.
those are all in
folks.
order,
we'll
and
throw
then
it on the
Fury
list.
Road.
Whoever
is-
watches it, we will make sure Quinn is here so that way he can give us all the news and notes.
Well,
Rylan Holman, thank you for your super chat. I find myself in the middle. Could be really good. Has interesting storytelling potential. Does seem kind of desperate. Same could be said if he came back as Iron Man. Fingers crossed. I'm with you on that. With
Yep.
fingers crossed.
absolutely.
I guess I'm just too much of a fanboy to currently, and I guess I do see where folks are like it's desperate, but I guess I want. If he does come back, I just want it to make sense and not just thrown in there. So that's why I'm still kind
Right.
of in the moment today of July 28th, 2024, confident that they're going to do some right here because I think we're all focused on the why and confusion or hate it. And
Yeah.
then they're going to come out of left field with like this didn't make sense. We're all going to be like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, I mean,
I hope that's the case.
Yeah, I think that comment pretty much nails it for
Yes,
probably
yeah,
95% of the people
Yeah,
who
'cause-
saw it.
Because we love RDJ and it's like we just want something good.
Just be good. Please
But I
be
do
good.
agree with folks that, like you guys, like you three were saying, like there's amazing actors out there. Why not
True.
give them the opportunity to? I did see a lot of Killian.
That would be a good
comments.
one,
Yeah.
but then you immediately go, well, he was Scarecrow, so you can't.
Well, and that's the thing. And,
He was still great.
Yeah.
I mean, no
Oh
one
yeah, I
him.
loved him as Scarecrow. He was awesome. That's how we got introduced to him.
yeah, but I think a lot of the hype is just for that. Like, look, no, you're taking Iron Man and you're making him this guy. You know, I think that's what's generating.
That's
the
gonna
talk.
be the big worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Schneider Ram Girl, thank you for your super chat. Hey guys,
Thank you.
I'm fine with RDJ being back in the MCU as he is a very talented actor. Interested to see what's in store for us fans. Also, I agree with Quinn that Blade needs to be in the Marvel intro.
Only
Big
saved
lurve
it.
and hugs as always.
Big lure.
Thank you. Hey,
Thank you for the super.
Wesley Snipes and Blade, he saved Marvel. It's not an easy task, but he pulled it off.
Because it's Marvel Studios, and they only put clips of Marvel Studios movies in there, so that's why you won't see
they
Blade
should
in it.
change that.
Sorry, I'm not. I agree to disagree.
Agreed to disagree. Rob Young, what's up, Rob? Thank you for the super.
That's what you say when you don't know what to say.
Hey guys, can't wait for AOT this week. It'll be coming. Well, I assume you're talking about Patreon because we just dropped the cuts today. So if you're talking about Patreon, yes, tomorrow, 2 more coming.
AOT
And
is always a good.
Rob, it's in sub. It's in sub. I know that was a big deal. I know that was a big deal over on Patreon, and well, more Patreon than YouTube members. I'm sure it's going to cause quite the stir on YouTube when it drops. So hey, let's get ahead of it now, folks.
Yep.
If you are AOT watchers of ours on the channel, we decided on 3x19 and 3x20 to do it in dub. Reason is because we were told by way more than a handful of people, information overload in these episodes. Information overload, right? So we're like, all right, in 1x3 on Patreon, we didn't put it in for the YouTube cut, but on 1x3, we did say if folks are thinking that we missing information, we will consider the dub. So that's what we did for 3x19 and 3x20 only. We wanted to focus a little bit more than just reading subtitles. We wanted to take in all the emotion that the anime was giving us too. It was just for those two. I know it's going to cause a stir because not everyone's going to see this live. Can't wait for that wildness to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the dub, I thought it did a good job compared to what I was expecting going in with some other shows that we watched. I know Diamond Dave and I did the first episode of Squid Game dubbed, and it was pretty bad. But this one, I thought they did a fine job on AOT.
I just want to say the way that we're telling our fans this, it reminds me of like breaking up with someone in a diner or at dinner.
like a
so that way it's not a big whole production. We're letting you know face to face. That's how we're doing.
Are you
it.
breaking up with me?
We are at this one certain restaurant.
All right, we got another super. Gavin Moon.
Thank you, Gavin.
Thank you for the super. Are you guys reacting to Joker before the new one comes out? If you haven't seen it, of course, love the channel. We have all seen it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind watching it again
Phenomenal.
though, because it's amazing.
Phenomenal movie.
Yeah, it was very good.
Phenomenal movie. All right, we got another super. Mac Will. Thank you for your super. Do you gents think RDJ is actually playing Victor Von Doom or a Tony Stark variant? I love the idea of the variant. I got here late. Sorry if I missed the breakdown.
Yeah, we discussed that, and Mason Quinn had kind of touched on how many doors they opened for their story writing when they kind of introduced the multiverse, and that's one of the big kind of points of speculation is whether it's what happened if Tony Stark was in a different universe and was a bad guy and used his intelligence, his knowledge for not such good things.
Yeah.
So that's kind of one of the pieces of speculation is whether that's and Mason Quinn talked about that a lot. That look, they really kind of just open the door to do whatever they want and say, well, it's a separate universe. I mean, it's a multiverse.
Yep.
So I'm hoping that's what it is, as opposed to just a recast of for RDJ. But we'll see. So
I think it'll be good.
Real quick here, this little side comment. Have you guys ever thought about making a music reaction? Folks, we actually, now that we're here, what do you guys think about us doing music reactions as well? I know we have talked about it, just never moved forward with it just yet. Kind of want to gauge you folks. I will say we are definitely doing one for sure, and that's the Attack on Titan musical suite, because some of those songs are in there just bangers, so we want to see it and hear it. We will do a reaction for that for sure. But if you guys are interested in us doing music reactions too, we are definitely open. We just want to make sure you're into it and not that you're not, because then why would we do it?
Yeah, it's been discussed, and since we started discussing it, I've gone to a handful of other music reaction channels, and I've really loved getting into that genre. I'm a huge fan of 80s music. Man, watching people listen to Steve Perry and Journey sing Faithfully the first time, watching their first time listening to that. Just what I wouldn't give for that, that experience.
Yeah, the handful that I've seen was like a classic musical conductor or somebody along those lines, like reacting to Tool, which I thought was just awesome because they did a couple of songs and the drums would come in and Maynard would, hit his lyrics differently and it was just blowing their mind. And I know kind of like there's an inside joke that like every time somebody hears Tool for the first time, it's like the equivalent of like an angel getting its wings or something like that. But would definitely be a lot of fun.
I have not listened. I may know a couple of the popular songs if they were out there, but I could not name one Tool song off the top of my head, so we'll see.
Never know.
Rylan
Wings.
Rylan again. Thank you for your super chat. Fun fact: RDJ almost played Dr. Doom in Fantastic Four back in the day. Really? Now that I don't recall.
Interesting.
Huh. Nice.
Interesting.
And yet Julian took over.
Yeah, it's always kind of cool.
What
You hear
could have
about
been
the roles
answer.
that what could have been, who was the thing I like to hear about is who was auditioning for roles and who missed out. I know with The Walking Dead, Diamond Dave, there was a few actors who had mentioned that
Dave Bautista.
that they auditioned for The Walking Dead, or they tried to get different roles, or maybe they auditioned for one role and got another one. It's always so interesting to play the what if game. And of course, with RDJ not taking the role then, look where he got to be now. So it's always interesting. I love hearing those stories about actors.
Yeah, it's great because like you even go back to like how Elijah Wood's got Lord of the Rings where he sent in an audition. Same with Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. So it's always fun to hear what lengths actors have gone to get specific.
Tom Selleck was almost Indiana Jones.
Exactly. What man? Imagine what that would have done. Maybe Harrison Ford would have been Magnum PI.
Harrison Ford driving a Ferrari around Hawaii.
In a helicopter.
That was TC.
Late night
Well, you would have
thoughts.
been riding with him.
Late night thoughts with the super. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have you seen Mamma Mia? Crazy cast: Meryl Streep, Pierce Bronson, Colin Firth, Amanda Seyfried singing ABBA. Wow, one of the funniest movies of all times.
Well, it's all times.
I have not seen it, but I do know it's on the list.
I have not.
Yeah.
I have not seen it either.
Have not seen it. So hey, if you folks say it's good, I'm looking forward to it.
Meryl Streep. Yeah, I think I'm there.
Sold.
She'll be good.
Nitrous. You guys should watch The Gifted. It's X-Men TV show. Interested.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. What do you? And speaking of speaking of that, I'm writing that one down. What did you folks? That was Legion, I believe.
That had
with
the X, X in the circle. That was
what did you
nice.
folks think of the New Mutants? That's the one that I had talked about previously in a stream where I thought it was almost had like a horror movie type vibe to it. Let us know what you guys thought of that one, and if that's one that we should add to the list as well, I suppose.
And I did see one comment from Cassie in here asking our thoughts on the Thunderbolts. I'm really looking forward to that. Our girl Flo is in that back as God, I pronounce her name wrong all the time. Florence Pugh.
No, yeah, I know.
Say it for me.
No.
I forgot it.
I know.
Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh.
Anyway, she's back in it. I know David Harbour is also back. Elena, thank you very much. See, I always want to say Yvonne, but it's Elena.
Oh,
Yeah,
Elena
so she is
Belova.
back.
Because I think with the V is.
Yeah, I always want to say with a V. But no, she's back. The cast, Sebastian is in that as well. So I'm really looking forward to Thunderbolts here because I feel like that cast that they have in there could be really, really good of a film. Again, it's kind of like you folks are saying. It all depends on how well the story is, and let's hope from what Kirk and Albert always told us, showrunners of the Continental.
Great show.
Sometimes the studios, which we've seen and heard of stories with Marvel, they didn't like it, send it back, and they chop it up.
do it again.
Do it again.
Yep.
I think you folks have told us a couple times in the chat here or in the previous live stream that Blade is on its 47th rewrite or 47th reshoot.
Oh, yeah. I believe it.
I hope that's not the case with Thunderbolts.
If they wanted, how old's Wesley Snipes? Well, we could bring him back, right? I mean, he can just do punching. He doesn't have to do kicks.
No, that's his
his
thing, though.
gimmick.
The kicks.
Well, in the third one, Oak had the kick count up, and it was not nearly as high as we thought it would be.
Count.
Kick count.
Yeah, there was a little bit of controversy on that one. A little bit.
Let's forget about that.
Terrible
Schneider's
penmanship.
Ram Girl. With
Way to
this-
change that
did I
subject,
miss
except
one?
for we had first.
Hold on, no, we got one right here.
Oh.
Well, just let me double check.
just
We don't
double
want to be
check
missing
before-
anyone.
Okay, there's a good.
All right.
There's that one.
For S. Hey guys, first super. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the
Thank
super
you.
chat.
What music do you listen to?
Anything.
You should
Anything
see
and
my
everything.
my iTunes
Except for
library is crazy. Country, old school rap, some classical music, classic rock. I was never a big fan of like the grungy area. So like Pearl Jam, Stone Temple Pilots, like Tool, that doesn't interest me. And surprisingly, in the meathead department, I don't get into angry music like Pantera. Five Finger
You
Death
don't.
Punch.
You
I
don't.
do not like when dudes
I need to
like
be
are
in a
just
mood
like
for that.
wailing on the guitar and they're angry.
bad.
It doesn't suit me really well. But 80s glam rock is my kind of my jam. Hair metal.
Yeah, I like recently, I'd say for the past year and a half, I've been listening to a ton of like 80s alternatives. So like Duran Duran, In Excess, a lot of cool stuff like that. I was listening the other day.
He doesn't tell us this.
Oh man,
No, I was listening the other day.
this is never in the chat thread.
And I heard what the hell is now I'm on the spot, I can't think of his name. Is it Parr? He did the music for St. Elmo's Fire.
John Parr.
John Parr, and I heard Naughty Naughty for the first time. I'm like, this song rules.
You heard,
But,
you just heard Naughty Naughty for the first time.
yeah, when I was
For the first time?
yeah, when I was at Road America, I heard it for the first time. I'm like,
All
this
right.
is awesome. But yeah, I mean, I love my 80s glam, 80s alternative, 90s alternative. I do like some Stone Temple Pilots. Really
Olivia
like Velvet
Newton-John.
Revolver, and who was the other power group answer that I was?
Oh, yeah.
Audio Slave,
Audio Slave,
and
yeah.
Velvet Revolver, of course. Soundgarden, the great Chris Cornell, the guy's voice
R.I.P.
was amazing. May
Everything
rest
he
in
just
peace.
listed is the things that
Yeah.
are the only things that aren't on my iTunes.
Yeah.
Aren't on my iTunes.
I listen to anything and everything. My favorite is Foo Fighters, and then I obviously I love like Eminem. Then obviously there's 80s rock on there, even 80s hip hop. There's R&B. Like it's all over the spectrum. Just I like a couple Tim McGraw songs, and then Fishing in the Dark, and then like that's like it
Fishing
for
in the
country
Dark.
for me. Oh, Fishing in the Dark is such a
Classic.
classic. It's on at a wedding. You gotta listen to it. But
the
you
Highwaymen.
gotta stomp the feet. So that's about it for me.
Yeah, I'm a broad range.
Yes, I know
Mainly right now is all cinematic music, but I mean, I could have been in a competition to list off in the first 3 seconds of a song, and maybe we'll do that for the channel, where I could probably nail 80 out of 100 songs within the first 3 seconds for any 80s. Probably that's diminished now a little bit because of how much focus I put into all of this.
Yeah.
So
And WWE
country
theme music.
WWE theme music.
That's always up there.
Old school rap, more like the old school Dr. Dre and Snoop. That's more of kind of my hip hop. Basically everything, essentially. So
Well, it's interesting that you bring that up, Dave, because I remember before we started the movie reaction channel, it's like, oh, I've seen every movie there is. How is this gonna work? And it's like your mind
No.
just totally gets ripped apart
Yeah.
and opened all the stuff
And-
that's out there.
Exactly, especially with like people like you guys telling us, giving us hidden gems. Well, hidden gems maybe to us, but not to other people that we get to watch.
Right.
As well.
All right, Schneider's Ram Girl. It would be cool to see music reactions. Your first few ones have got to be Bad Medicine, Bon Jovi, ZZ Top, Sharp Dressed Man, and Welcome to the Jungle, Guns N' Roses. Since it was your wrestling entrances back in the day.
Yeah.
Those are songs. I shouldn't say ZZ Top, Sharp Dressed Man as much, but I think in the reaction space for music, it's the same as for movies and TV shows, where first time listen is kind of the hook that everybody's going for. And look, if you're looking for a first time me listening to any Bon Jovi song, it's going to be tough going
That's
to
gonna
find
be
one.
very tough.
very tough.
He's some B-side or something on
Yeah, very
there.
tough going.
All right, Selam, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Andrew Hinojosa in chat asks you guys to react to Prisoners. Second this. Zodiac, this one too. No Strings Attached and Marvel's What If. And maybe I'm easy to please, but I like to New Mutants.
Okay.
And I think I saw the chat. Prisoners had Hugh Jackman, Zodiac had RDJ. And then I didn't remember who he said No Strings Attached.
I've seen Prisoners. I have not seen Zodiac. No Strings Attached. I've seen season 1 of What If. I know these guys have not seen any What If, so that's on the list for us.
No, and no for this.
Yeah, I've seen Prisoners, I believe. I think Zodiac, if it's the one isn't Gyllenhaal in that? In Zodiac, or am I thinking of a different one?
I haven't seen it, but I know people have. I believe people have recommended it before and said that Gyllenhaal is in it. But
okay, then I probably saw that one.
Got
but
it.
Don't
Sorry,
recall.
not to cut you up. Did you say you haven't seen Prisoners?
I do not think so. No, I have not.
And I have not seen No Strings Attached.
No Strings Attached for me either. And What If, have not seen What If also. So what if we watched it?
Oh, what could
I'm
become?
still baffled.
Yes, the Zodiac you're thinking of has Jake Gyllenhaal, Mark Ruffalo, and RDJ.
And it's got our guy, what's his name? Right there, John Carroll Lynch. Love that guy.
I know him from Drew Carey show. you know that's
another guy.
That was my introduction to him.
Getting back to the actors who can literally do anything and make you forget who they played before. John Carroll Lynch is one of those guys where he can be Cheeseman in The Walking Dead with Morgan, and then he can be in Zodiac. So yeah, there's a lot of actors out there.
Jose Carranza, thank you for the super chat. Hello guys, are there any updates on the new shirts for the channel? Can't wait to get the cool shirt. The answer is wearing greetings from Texas. We are in the works, so we've got a couple of shirts that are specific just to answer. Of course, if anybody's got any questions as to what the RWA, it's ready, willing, and able. Just in case, we have some of the original Bad Medicine shirts, which is the logo that you see behind us.
Stuff will be coming.
And then we have some designs that are plays on kind of bigger names in pop culture. You guys have seen me wear some of those. The Back to the Future Bad Medicine logo, of course, the Marvel Bad Medicine logo. But we definitely have more stuff coming, and coming much sooner than later. So
yep, we're gonna be like real rejects. Just throw it all at the camera at you guys.
Throw it. See what works.
As Whitney sees it, such gems. I know I flirt with Mason Quinn. My bedtime stories in his singlets. Oh boy,
never wore a singlet.
It's all in fun. Unless he wants my number, please watch Schindler's List.
That's quite the turn.
And this was, just so you guys know, this was Whitney Jones. She said she had just changed her name. I just caught that earlier. I flipped by. She said she had just changed her name.
Okay.
For YouTube. But yes, Whitney, a little bit of a curve there. So
I have not seen
Mason Quinn, singlets, phone numbers, and watch Schindler's List.
I know what it's about.
Yeah.
And I've heard really good things, and I know it's an amazing film, so maybe.
I didn't watch
but I have not
Schindler's
seen
List either, just because I know the subject matter, and I've watched a handful of documentaries on that, and it's pretty, it's intense. It's hard. It's a hard watch every time.
Never seen the film.
Yeah, I watched it in high school. Our school watched it as kind of like hey, you guys need to see this to understand the graphic nature of things and the weight of everything. But it's kind of one of those movies where I saw once and I'm good. And it's interesting because every now and then I'll catch like a YouTube clip and I'll forget some of the actors who were in it because at the time maybe I didn't know who they were, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, he was in that, and so it's interesting. But yeah, that was a one-time watch for me that I was good with.
All right,
Atlanta Banana. Hey guys, just DM'd Oak on Instagram. Continuing our conversations. Wanted to say hi. Hope you guys had a great weekend and can't wait for the August trailer. We are really excited about the August trailer as well. I know Diamond Dave's been putting a lot of hard work into that as he always does on these trailers.
Yeah, hopefully all you that send in your videos over on Patreon and YouTube members, hopefully you guys like what's coming. A lot of creative videos came into play, so kind of I had to do like a 180 on what I was originally going to do. So hopefully you guys actually enjoy what's coming your way on Patreon and YouTube members. And for the chat here that's probably wondering, or anyone on the live stream, what are you guys talking about? Over on YouTube members and Patreon, we do a monthly, at the end of month, basically a hype trailer. It's literally a trailer like you would see. I take things from just trailers of the movies that we are going to watch in TV shows and just make sure it's a fun experience like it would be for you watching a trailer like you would be in the theater or just here like at San Diego Comic-Con. And we just try to make it as entertaining as we can.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Crimson, thank you very much for the super chat. I all found the channel earlier this year and have been a fan since.
Hey,
First
you.
super chat, by the way. Watching along to the full reactions has become my go-to for movies I've never seen. Keep up the great work. Yeah, we really appreciate that. You know, we've had a handful of people say that, like, you know, if we're watching a movie and they've never seen it before, it's kind of like watching. That's the idea, right? Like watching movies with some friends or uncles or dad. I don't know. we've kind of heard it all. Big brothers, friends, uncles. You know, but yeah, we love our first time reactions. But thank you for your first super chat. We really appreciate
I will say, Little Women. A lot of folks actually didn't give the 2019 one that we just did on Patreon, which is coming to YouTube soon. Some folks watched it for the first time with us, and same with Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, a lot of Team 1994 love people on
a lot of love
Patreon
for that one.
that hadn't bought the new one. So
a lot of folks are actually telling us to go ahead and give that one a try because it's more dedicated to the book. So, folks, that one is added to the list.
All right.
Nice.
All right. I think we have one more super. Did I go past it?
Past it, yeah.
Let's just double check to make sure I didn't go past any more.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, okay.
Limited time AK, thank you for the super chat. Have you seen the Cobblepot trailer? I have not. Cobblepot.
So that the Penguin trailer is what I think you're talking about. We are actually going to shoot a reaction for that after this.
Yeah.
And then hopefully be up. Hopefully it'll be up for YouTube with a bunch of other trailers tomorrow, hopefully. All right, I think we might be caught up. One more.
There we go.
And then we got to go to watch some House of the Dragon.
All right, Lenny Sullen, thank you for the super chat. Oh my gosh, I have caught the Bad Boys live. Thank you, Sleepers Nightly in the UK. I finally get to see my fave muscle men in real time. Well, thank you for that. And
guy here.
hey, hope you're having a good time over there in the UK.
Yeah, well, so we've done a few lives a little earlier in the day where it might be before bedtime. So
we do hope in the coming weeks that we can do some more during the day. Right. I know at the beginning of the year I said we want to start doing end of month like podcast lives, so to speak, with all of you. Not a podcast, but a live with all of you to discuss the things we just reacted to, because sometimes during the review it's our review, and then that's it. We're on to the next one.
Yep.
And a lot of folks have a lot of commentary that we'd like to get to. So we figure soon we can finally live up to what we said to that and start maybe even doing a weekly of the things we just reacted to. So, all right. I think we got a couple more coming in.
Yeah, we got a member.
Just want to make sure.
I have been seeing a lot of comments for the Castlevania series on Netflix. I did watch the first season of that. It was very good, but then I figured I better throw the brakes on that one in case we did it for the channel. So that's as far as I got. But I agree with the many of you in the comments who are saying to check it out because it is awesome. And of course, being a fan of the video game certainly helps as well.
Daphne Bourne, member for 15 months of the Metaverse. Thank you very much. Howdy, guys. Nice to see Dave not editing. Looking for Gavin.
Where's Gavin?
Gavin. Have you seen him? Can't wait for your reaction to my fave Disney movie this week, Brother Love.
Brother Bear, they're going to be recording. They'll be recording Brother Bear probably in the next couple days, so that way we get it up to you guys over on Patreon and YouTube members, and then eventually the YouTube cut for YouTube. Thanks, Daphne.
Absolutely.
Thank you for helping us out with
Whitney. Oh my God, Whitney Miller, not Jones. Whitney Jones. Who's Whitney Jones? Whitney Jones is a two-time fitness Olympia champion. That's a good friend of mine. So I said Whitney Jones. Like Whitney Miller. Whitney Jones.
Nice save.
Sorry, Whitney.
Nice
Jones.
save, Dave.
Whitney Jones is it's not a bad,
All right, Late Night Tea. Sorry, it's cut off. Oh, Late Night Thoughts. Okay, thank you for your third super chat. Me again. Ha-ha.
That's how he said it,
I
too.
just deeply enjoy this channel. Thank you so much for that. It's because of all you that we do this. Exactly. Please also consider The Devil Wears Prada, Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, and Emily Blunt, all about personal life versus work life. A great reaction movie. have not seen it, but we were actually talking about that a week or two ago, if any of us had seen those, because I forget how the conversation came up. I think we saw Meryl Streep in something, maybe. I don't recall.
Well, it was me checking in to make sure, because
that's what
folks,
it was.
It's actually coming, if you're on Patreon and YouTube members, it's coming way sooner than later.
I've heard nothing
News
but,
to us.
Because I haven't seen it. Because I haven't seen it.
I've just heard that Meryl Streep is an absolute savage in that
Yeah,
movie.
that's what I heard.
about
But
all I know.
and then it's really good though too.
I mean, yeah.
And they
Anne
made a
Hathaway,
sequel,
Emily
right?
Blunt. They just got greenlit
Oh, it's
for
on the
a
way.
sequel. Yeah.
Okay.
Look at
Which
that.
is like, I think this was early 2000s, somewhere in there. Folks, correct me, but
early
it's
to
coming
mid.
back now. All these years
because it was
later.
right before
Meryl
Emily
Streep
Blunt
is
really
another
started
one of those
making it.
actors or actresses rather.
She could have played Doom.
She could, yeah.
She could play Doom.
She's another,
could've played
she's
Victor
another
Von
one
Doom.
of those that is like, if you, and starring Meryl Streep, like, okay, it's gonna be good, right? So yeah, I'm excited for that one.
All right. Schneider's Ram Girl, thank you for the super quick question for myself. Have you seen the Bike Riders film, since you're a big Tom Hardy fan, or are you waiting to do it for the channel? Yes, I'm waiting to do that one for the channel. That film looks awesome. It's, of course, based on a novel of the author. I'm sorry because I'm on the spot. I forget his name, but he did follow around the biker club from the Chicago area. So that's all, obviously based on some real life. And I am very excited to watch that for the channel, so I guess I'll just have to wait.
Rob Young coming in late.
Oh, Rob.
Sorry for holding you guys up, but is there a Blade video games coming out? No one except you has requested that so far. And so I guess we can look into it, investigate it, just kind of see what, of course, see what's best for, how many games is it, how long is it, stuff like that. So thanks, Rob.
Is Wesley Snipes' voice in it? That's what I want to know.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, what's
this
this?
guy?
Oh,
Sid James with the super chat.
Oh,
Another
thanks
one?
for the spot
Thank
here,
you.
Sid.
Sid.
Holy crap.
Sid.
I don't believe Jacob Toretto is dead in Fast 10. I saw the Cinemorg fandom of Fast 10, and it confirms Cena's body is not shown. So it's possible that Cena could return in Hobbs and Reyes or Fast 11, so we can see The Rock and John Cena share a screen. That is like all of us wrestlers fans' dream right
Yep.
there. Is to have those two share.
He could be dead, but they'll bring him back regardless.
Doesn't matter.
So it does not matter.
Hey, we didn't
It's
see
all
it.
about family.
We didn't see it, so we don't know.
if we could get The Rock and John Cena to get, imagine how, just for a second,
One scene.
picture how outrageous that scene is going to be. There's probably going to be in outer space with magnets and chains and helicopters.
Yeah,
and
you know, why you
something's
gotta
gonna
shit on everyone's dreams?
Something's going to be exploding. I'm just imagining all the incredible things that, like, because look, if you're going to put those two guys on screen at the same time, you're going to melt people's faces off.
You're gonna
You
do a
might as well
lift off.
go big or go home.
And let's just say the obvious here. If they do not do that,
Everyone's disappointed.
I really hope you are done at Fast 11. Just saying.
If they do have John Cena and The Rock sharing a screen together in the next Fast and Furious movie, I humbly request they do the Predator handshake in there at some point, because it would probably blow up the cinema.
Oh, can you
do
imagine
that,
The Rock?
and The
and
Rock
John
gives him the
Cena,
rock
you
bottom.
Son of a bitch. Oh, wow.
Pulls him in to a rock bottom. I was
be
down
amazing.
at Fast 5. Mike, where have you been then for the last 6 of them?
And again, folks, if you're just joining us, no Wolverine and
Fast Five.
Deadpool talk. We haven't seen that. We're trying to stay away from the spoilers. We will watch that when it becomes available for streaming.
Well, and that actually will probably wrap it up. I'm glad
Yep.
we were able to get all the super chats in, because now we have to go react to, well, they have to.
Some dragons.
House of Dragon.
House.
And I need to go edit. So we thought, again, one
Lazarus.
last time here, we thought we'd just hop on for a live, chat it out instead of doing a reaction, get some interaction with all of you, which was fun because we get a good gauge of where everyone is at, which is still kind of all over the board.
It's
Great.
about what we thought. There was a couple super chats there that pretty much nailed, I think, everybody's
Yeah, well,
feeling on the casting.
same.
Yep. So, all right.
Once again, thank you again for joining us in this live. We love you guys. Hopefully you love us too, because us,
We
why
hate
wouldn't
you,
be here?
Answer. We hate you.
Well, hey, maybe me. So for Diamond Dave, Appleton Oak, that's Mason Quinn. Of course, the answer. Good night, pals. We'll catch you on the next one.
Ending the stream.
Boom.
Hit the end. Did it end? Bye.